2012, I was growing a moving and storage company. We were driving box trucks around around college towns. We had, a couple full-time employees, several part-time employees that didn't care. And my life was hell. I'll be honest. I didn't have a business. I had a job. I was working around the clock. I didn't know how to delegate. I didn't know how to hire. I didn't know how to manage people. I didn't know how to tell them what to do. And me and my business partner sat in a room after a busy season, and we had just worked 30, 40 hours a week, or no, 30, 40 hours every 2 or 3 days. And we were complaining. We were looking at each other saying, I can't find anybody who wants to work hard. This economic environment is horrific. Like, these students, these employees that we're trying to hire, they're ignorant. Like, look at these mistakes that they're making. I cannot believe how bad they are. And we were both just complaining and pointing fingers at how bad things were going and how bad our team was and how stupid our employees were. And at one point, my partner looks at me and says, Nick, like, do you realize what we're doing? It's like a Dumb and Dumber moment. We're sitting in the room, our pets' heads are falling off. And my partner says, Nick, we are the boss. This is our company. Like, how can we sit back here and say that our employees, it's our employees' fault, or it's our customers' fault, or it's the economic environment? And we took full ownership over hiring and training from that moment on. I made a little promise with my partner and said, hey, the next time I complain about my employees or something goes wrong, I want you to tell me, Nick, shut up, it's your fault because you own this company. And I'm going to do the same thing for you. And we looked at Lowe's, which was right around the corner of where our little old branch was in Boston. We had maybe 15 guys that were trying to staff a warehouse. We couldn't find anybody to work hard. And we were complaining. We look around the corner and there's a Lowe's, the home, supply company. They had 300 employees in that store. The turnover was constant, and they somehow all the time had 300 part-time employees. Walmart, same deal. And then we realized right at that moment that, hey, if you're making excuses about hiring, if you're making excuses about delegations, if you're making excuses about your employees, there's somebody else out there that's doing it really well. You might as well freaking own it. And that was a mindset shift for me. From that moment on, we took ownership over this entire situation of delegation, and it got better, and our lives opened up. And frankly, we practiced it. Now, what we're about to talk about is super uncomfortable. Like, delegation and hiring is super uncomfortable. And it's super uncomfortable for one main reason, in my opinion, is that people don't get any freaking practice at it. There's no world where a high school teacher is going to say, hey, I know you got a paper due next week, but I want you to get somebody else to work on it. Or a high school, track and field coach saying, hey, we got a circuit to do this afternoon. I want you to find one of your teammates to do your workout for you. It's just not true. You go to college, you follow the rules. In high school, you follow the rules. You go to a company, you follow the rules. In no world do you get practice leading and guiding other people. And it's a muscle. Like, delegating is a muscle that the only way that you can get better at delegating is to actually pick up the weight. And too many people watch these webinars, they study, they read, and it's the equivalent of trying to build muscle by watching the Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary on Netflix 400 times in a row and never going to the gym and picking up the damn weight. My goal is to encourage you to make a hire, find a way to make a low risk hire, find a way to tell them some things to do, and start failing forward and learning this stuff.
Before you go, we have a new sponsor of the show, recostseg.com. And if you bought a piece of real estate, you need to get a cost segregation study done. It's what allows you to get all that sweet, sweet bonus depreciation, and it's how real estate investors like me and many others pay almost nothing in taxes on an annual basis. You can cost seg a single-family rental, a short-term rental, or a large commercial property. recostseg.com is affordable and aggressive and super fast to turn them around. They've done 10 plus cost segs for me this year. They're going to do many more for me. Visit recostseg.com to learn more.